Alligators and Crocodiles, Timeless Rulers and Undying Mysteries. As the sun sets, casting a crimson hue upon the tranquil surface of the swamp, an inert, decaying log suddenly stirs. It's no longer an inanimate object, but an ancient king awakening. Golden eyes, like flickering embers on a rugged height of scales, open, and from beneath the murky water, a long snout silently emerges, breaking the stillness of the night. Alligators and crocodiles are among the largest and most ancient reptiles still existing on Earth, but they are not just the lazy predators we often perceive them to be. They are living fossils, visitors from a bygone era, carrying a miraculous evolutionary history and a body refined to perfection over millions of years. Having survived the age of giant dinosaurs and witnessed the rise and fall of countless terrestrial empires, crocodilians have quietly cemented their position, transitioning from land-based rulers to aquatic overlords. They are not simple creatures, they hold a surprising complexity and sharp intelligence that defy all preconceptions. This article will take readers on a journey to explore the historical depth, biological sophistication, and intellectual secrets of these creatures, while also unveiling their cultural significance and the modern survival challenges they face. Timeless history, a forgotten lineage. The most common misconception about crocodilians is that they are primitive creatures that haven't changed in hundreds of millions of years. However, the truth is far more complex and fascinating. Their story isn't a simple, monotonous line but a winding path full of incredible evolutionary choices and adaptations. The first steps of the crocodilomorpha lineage. The crocodilian lineage, also known as the crocodilomorpha branch, first appeared approximately 220 million years ago, during the tumultuous Triassic period. Amazingly, their earliest ancestors did not have the semi-aquatic lifestyle they have today. They were agile, terrestrial reptiles that competed fiercely with early dinosaurs. One of the earliest representatives, the species Teleocrator radinus, was 2 to 3 meters long and weighed around 9 to 30 kilograms. With a long neck and tail, it strode confidently on land. Although its overall shape resembled a dinosaur, its ankle structure had many similarities to crocodilians, indicating a close relationship. There was even a more fearsome predator, Carnifex carolinensis, or the Carolina butcher. This species was about 2.7 meters long, walked on 2 hind legs, and was considered one of the top predators in North America even before dinosaurs dominated the continent. Its slender and intricately decorated skull fossils present a completely different image from the bulky, sluggish crocodilians of today. The rise of larger carnivorous dinosaurs pushed the ancestors of crocodilians into a terrestrial ecological dead end. Instead of continuing a life-or-death battle with these new giants, they made a strategic move. This lineage shifted its focus and sought a new position, a different territory where they could dominate without direct confrontation, the aquatic environment. This change was not a sign of inferiority but a clever survival strategy that allowed them to persist when other great terrestrial rivals went extinct. A new aquatic life and lost diversity. After moving to an aquatic environment, the crocodilomorpha lineage experienced an explosion of biodiversity. They weren't limited to the semi-aquatic, carnivorous image we know today. Scientists have found fossils of hundreds of extinct species, revealing a much more diverse crocodilian world. There were giant carnivores like Deinosuchus that hunted dinosaurs, small, agile species that hunted insects, and even herbivores with complex teeth similar to mammals. More remarkably, some species, like the Thalattosuchians, adapted entirely to the sea, evolving fins instead of feet for swimming. This diversity strongly challenges the notion that crocodilians are living fossils that have not changed. Instead, it shows that the modern crocodilian image, Eusuchia, is a rather conservative evolutionary branch, specializing in a specific lifestyle. Most of these diverse species, belonging to the Mesosuchian group, were wiped out in the mass extinction event 65 million years ago. The conservatism of the Usuchian semi-aquatic lifestyle turned out to be the key to their survival. It proves that sometimes, specializing in a safe ecological niche is more effective than excessive diversification, and that the enduring existence of modern crocodilians is the result of a harsh natural selection process, not stagnation. The body of an evolutionary masterpiece. Modern crocodilians have an ancient, rough appearance, often likened to an inert log. However, behind that rugged, scaly skin is a body constructed with incredible sophistication, a perfect biological machine for the role of an apex predator. Living armor and sharp weapons. The crocodilian body is elongated, with thick skin covered by raised horny scales, forming a robust armor that protects them from enemy attacks. This coarse, ugly appearance is actually the result of millions of years of refinement for optimal effectiveness. Their head is flattened, with a long snout, and their eyes, nostrils, and ears are positioned very high on the top of their head. This structure allows them to hide underwater, revealing only a small part of their body to observe, breathe, and listen, turning them into a perfect observation post on the water's surface without being detected by prey. Their teeth are conical and curved inward, a perfect design to clamp down on prey and prevent it from escaping. The extremely powerful, flattened tail, like an oar, is not only a weapon for knocking down but also a powerful engine, helping them swim and glide through the water at amazing speeds. Their legs, though large and short, have webbing between the toes, providing excellent support for moving in water. A miraculous heart and superior senses. One of the most surprising biological features of crocodilians is the structure of their heart. Unlike most other reptiles with a three-chambered heart, crocodilians have a completely four-chambered heart, similar to that of birds and mammals. This is considered a superior evolutionary step, enabling them to maintain a high metabolic rate when needed. However, the complexity of the crocodilian heart doesn't stop there. It has two aortas and a small hole connecting them, called the foramen of Panizza. Along with a special cog-like valve, this system allows crocodilians to actively regulate blood flow. When they dive deep, this system redirects deoxygenated blood from the right heart directly into the body instead of to the lungs, saving energy and oxygen. This ability is also linked to more efficient digestion. Their heart rate can drop to just 2 to 3 beats per minute while diving, a unique biological mechanism that shows crocodilians are not relics of the past but modern creatures with superior biological solutions designed to survive in both aquatic and terrestrial environments. Furthermore, the senses of crocodilians are finely tuned to serve their predatory lifestyle. They have excellent night vision, thanks to vertical slit pupils that help control light and a reflective membrane, tapetum lucidum, behind the retina, which allows them to see clearly in low light conditions. Their sense of smell is also very sensitive, helping them detect carrion from a long distance. However, the most secret weapon of crocodilians lies in their skin. Over their entire body, crocodilians have special tactile receptors called DPRs, domed pressure receptors, which are more sensitive to pressure and vibrations than human fingertips. These receptors allow them to detect the smallest ripples on the water's surface, helping them pinpoint the location of prey even in murky water or complete darkness. The art of the silent predator. The predatory instinct of crocodilians is one of the characteristics that shapes their image in the human mind. But behind that cold, brutal exterior is not a simple killing machine, but a sharp intelligence and a surprisingly complex society. The waiting tactic and the death bite. Crocodilians are masters of ambush. They often lie motionless underwater, revealing only a part of their eyes, nose, and ears, blending into their surroundings like a floating log. Seemingly lazy and harmless, but as soon as a prey animal carelessly approaches the shore, they explode with incredible speed and a terrifying bite force. With their inward curving conical teeth, they clamp onto the prey and pull it underwater to drown it. For prey that is too large to swallow whole, crocodilians use a specific and brutal hunting technique called the death roll. They clamp the prey tightly with their jaws, then twist their body repeatedly to tear pieces of flesh from the carcass. This technique is not only effective but also demonstrates the absolute brutality and power of the predator. Sharp intelligence and complex society. Recent studies have completely shattered the stereotype of crocodilians as instinctual, unintelligent killers. They show that crocodilians are capable of sophisticated thinking and tool use. Scientists have observed Indian crocodiles holding small branches on their snouts during bird nesting season to attract birds to build nests, then suddenly attacking. This behavior shows they have the ability to understand and exploit the seasonal behavior of their prey to create a clever trap. Not only do they hunt alone, some crocodilian species also show high social intelligence by hunting cooperatively in groups. They divide into two groups. One group of chasers will create noise and herd fish into shallow water, while a group of ambushers waits there to capture the prey. This coordination requires a certain level of communication and organization, placing crocodilians in a very small group of highly intelligent animals, on par with some primates and whales. Within crocodilian groups, a strict social hierarchy is established, based on size, age, and aggression. Larger, older, and more aggressive individuals hold dominant positions and have an advantage in accessing food, mates, and the best basking spots. They maintain this order through various forms of complex communication, including vocalizations, grunts, hisses, body postures, and actions like slapping their tails on the water. Crocodilians in human culture. Beyond being a part of the natural world, crocodilians have become a powerful symbol in the human psyche, appearing in myths, folklore, and modern life. However, their image is deeply contradictory, simultaneously revered as a god and demonized. From divine to demonic. In ancient civilizations, crocodilians were often worshipped as deities. In ancient Egypt, they were the embodiment of the god Sobek, the crocodile-headed god who ruled the Nile, symbolizing military might, protection, and fertility. Many temples were built to honor Sobek, with live crocodiles kept in pools, adorned with jewelry, and worshipped. The practice of mummifying crocodiles was also common, showing the strong reverence of the Egyptians for this animal. In some parts of West Africa, children of the Bazol region treat crocodiles as pets and as a totem that supports the world, along with elephants. In Greece, crocodiles were symbols of darkness and death, believed to be the god who ruled the fate of the short-lived. This contradiction reflects the very relationship between humans and crocodilians. In places where humans and crocodiles coexist, with mutual interaction and respect, they become sacred symbols. In places where conflicts occur, they become the embodiment of fear and evil. The struggle for survival and an uncertain future. Today, crocodilians, the ancient and powerful rulers of a bygone era, face their greatest threat, humans. Their struggle for survival has become a complex story of conflict, conservation, and efforts to find a shared future. Inevitable conflict. The conflict between crocodilians and humans is a serious problem in many parts of the world. The two species with the most notorious man-eating reputations are the Nile crocodile and the saltwater crocodile, The Nile crocodile is estimated to kill hundreds, even thousands, of people each year in Africa, more than all other crocodilian species combined. Meanwhile, the saltwater crocodile also causes dozens of attacks annually in Southeast Asia and Australia. The fatality rate in Nile crocodile attacks is 63%, and for saltwater crocodiles, it is 50%. It's noteworthy that the majority of these attacks are not random but are a consequence of human encroachment on crocodilian habitats. Statistics show that victims are often people engaging in high-risk activities such as fishing, bathing, or collecting aquatic products in areas where crocodilians live. Global conservation efforts. Although some crocodilian species, like the saltwater crocodile, have recovered their populations and are listed as least concern on the IUCN Red List, many other species are still facing a serious risk of extinction. The gharial, with its distinctive long snout, was once common throughout the major rivers of India but has steadily declined since the 1940s due to hunting and habitat loss, and is now classified as critically endangered. Similarly, the Chinese alligator is also in a critically endangered state due to illegal hunting and habitat destruction. However, conservation efforts have brought glimmers of hope. Since the 1970s, crocodile farming programs using eggs from the wild have been implemented, significantly reducing illegal trade in crocodile skins by providing a legal and sustainable supply. This has proven that legal exploitation can be an effective conservation tool. Reintroduction programs have also achieved significant success. For example, a group of Chinese alligators raised at the Bronx Zoo in the U.S. was released back into the wild on Chongming Island, China, and successfully bred. Similarly, in the Philippines, about 50 captive-bred Philippine crocodiles were released back into the wild, with the hope of boosting a population that numbered only around 100 individuals in 2009. These successes highlight the fact that conservation cannot be based solely on prohibition but must involve the participation of local communities. Organizations like the Crocodile Foundation, TCF, are focusing on educating communities, helping humans and crocodilians coexist safely by providing solutions and knowledge to reduce conflict. The unchanging status of the ruler. Crocodilians, the ancient and powerful rulers, have survived hundreds of millions of years of change, not because of stagnation, but because of intelligent adaptation and sophistication in every biological feature. From a nimble terrestrial predator of the Triassic period, they have become an aquatic biological masterpiece, with a miraculous heart and superior senses. Their sharp intelligence, ability to use tools, and cooperative hunting have challenged all preconceptions, placing them among the planet's most intelligent creatures. The image of crocodilians in the human psyche is also a multifaceted, contradictory story, reflecting worship, fear, and ultimately, appreciation as humans realize their ecological value and the necessity of coexistence. The struggle for survival of crocodilians in the modern era, with its conflicts and conservation efforts, has become a great lesson for humanity about our responsibility to the natural world. The status of the crocodilian, whether in the past or present, is not just that of an animal, but of an undying symbol. They are a reminder of a great ancient world, of the power of life, and the necessity of balance. The final question is not whether we can survive in the presence of a powerful predator like the crocodilian, but whether we can protect and cherish the natural world so that it does not lose one of its oldest kings. Thank you for accompanying me throughout this video. If you find this video interesting, please subscribe to the channel to watch more videos about animals.